students, this is day 3 of chapter Heat. In previous classes, we have discussed 3 objectives of this chapter, and today we will discuss about good conductors, bad conductors of heat and their examples, choice of conductors and insulators in day-to-day life, for example, pan handles, metal cooking utensils, etc. In previous class, we have discussed topic number 5.4, that is thermometric scales, and topic number 5.5, heat and its effects. Today we will learn topic number 5.6, good and bad conductors of heat, and topic number 5.7, uses of good and bad conductors. And along with that, we will perform various experiments. Students, cooking utensils are basically provided with plastic or wooden handles, and the bottom of cooking utensils is made up of copper. Why is it so? Well, to answer these questions, let us understand about good conductors and bad conductors. Students, the materials that allow heat to pass through them are called good conductors of heat. Usually metals like copper, silver, iron, nickel, etc. are good conductors of heat. That is, they allow the heat to pass through them, and it is for the same reason that bottoms of the cooking utensils are made up of metals like copper, so that heat can be passed to the food kept inside in order to cook it. Let us understand about bad conductors of heat. The materials that do not allow heat to pass through them are called bad conductors of heat, means they do not conduct heat through them. Examples are air, plastic, wood, asbestos, glass, etc. Students, asbestos is a naturally occurring mineral made up of some kind of fibers basically, which does not allow heat to pass through it. So for this reason, it is used in the rooftops in cold countries, as it is a bad conductor of heat. Students, plastic and wooden handles are provided to cooking utensils so that our hands are not burnt, because plastic and wood are bad conductors of heat. They do not allow the heat to reach our hands. Students, let us now read from the book for better understanding good and bad conductors of heat. Although the transfer of heat through a metal can partially be explained by atomic vibrations, basically when atoms of a substance vibrate, they transfer heat to the next atoms. In this way, the heat is transferred through the matter. The rate of heat conduction also depends upon properties of the substance being heated. For example, it is possible to hold a piece of asbestos in a flame indefinitely. As I already told, asbestos is a naturally occurring mineral made up of some kind of fibers, which does not allow heat to pass through it. This implies that very little heat is being conducted through the asbestos. So we can say that heat transfer not only depends upon atomic vibrations, it also depends upon nature of the material. In general, metals are good conductors of heat, and materials like asbestos, cork, paper and fiberglass are bad conductors of heat. Or insulators. Students, bad conductors of heat are also known as insulators. Gases are also poor conductors of heat because of their dilute nature. Underline this. Metals are good conductors of heat because they contain large number of free electrons that can vibrate, that are relatively free to move through the metal and transport energy from one region to the other. It is for this reason that heat can easily be transferred through the metals because of these free electrons. Thus, in a good conductor such as copper, heat conduction takes place via vibration of atoms, via motion of free electrons. So, good conductors are the substances which readily conduct heat, whereas bad conductors are the substances which do not conduct heat. Let us perform an experiment to understand the difference between good conductors and bad conductors. The arrangement consists of a piece of paper wrapped equally over the joint in the rod consisting of brass and wood. When the rod is passed through a flame slightly above it, we find that the paper over the wood gets charred, whereas nothing happens to the piece of paper over the brass portion. Why does this happen? This is due to the reason that brass, being a good conductor, conducts the heat away from the paper quickly and prevents it reaching a temperature at which it burns, whereas wood hardly conducts the heat away because it is a bad conductor. So for this reason, the paper over the wood gets charred. Let us perform second experiment. This experiment is known as Ingenhousz experiment. It was performed by Ingenhousz. This experiment illustrates the difference between conductivities of various metals. For example, gold, lead, aluminium, iron, copper, and silver. The apparatus consists of a vessel with holes drilled in its sides. The rods of different metals are inserted into these holes. The portion of the rods outside the vessel is coated with a uniform layer of wax. Right? When the vessel is filled with boiling water, this is boiling water, and a steady state has been reached, it is found that the wax has melted up to different lengths, as you can see on these rods. This indicates that different rods have different conductivity. This thermal conductivity or heat conductivity of different metals can be figured out by the extent to which the wax has melted on the rods, as shown in the diagram. Greater the length to which the wax has melted, greater is the heat conductivity or thermal conductivity of the metal. For example, we can easily see in this diagram that maximum wax has melted over the silver rod. It means that silver is better conductor of all these metals. Actually, silver is the best conductor of heat, right? Let us now read the uses of good and bad conductors. Thermal conduction can be put to a number of uses. There are many uses of good and bad conductors of heat. Students, underline this word thermal. Thermal means heat. Some of the uses are discussed below. Good conductors. These days, cooking vessels have base made of copper. Since the copper is good conductor of heat, therefore it allows the heat to flow quickly from the flame to the material being cooked. Some tea kettles have copper bottom to ensure the greater conductivity of heat, as copper is very good conductor of heat. The hot water radiator used for heating up rooms in Western countries is made up of metal so that heat energy from the hot water is conducted quickly to the outside of the radiator. Why? Because metals are good conductors of heat. They can conduct heat through them very quickly. Here it heats the air in contact with it by conduction. We will learn about the conduction in detail in the next class. Conduction is actually a method of transfer of heat. The air which is near the radiator, hot water radiator, it gets heated up by the method of conduction. The hot air then transfers the heat to different parts of the room by convection. Students, convection is a method of transfer of heat with actual movement of particles. We will learn about convection in detail in next class. Students, so in this way the whole room gets warmed up. Next, the boilers used in industries are made up of steel. Why? To conduct heat quickly from the source of heat to the liquid being boiled. Reason is same, because steel is a good conductor of heat. It conducts the heat very quickly through it so that the water kept inside gets heated up very fast. Gloves, mittens. Mittens are the gloves with no partitions between the fingers, and pieces of clothes, all insulators, are used to pick up hot vessels with safety. Now these are the uses of bad conductors or insulators. Students, cloth is an insulator of heat. So this is why gloves or mittens, they are made up of clothes so that heat does not pass through them and burn your hands. Table mats are made up of non-conducting materials like cloth. straw, wood, special plastics, etc. so that hot plates and dishes do not damage the table surface. Why? Because all these materials are bad conductors of heat. Students, why do we use dishes which are made up of toughened glass to keep hot food inside it? Well, because glass is a bad conductor of heat. It does not allow heat to pass through it. So the food which is kept inside them remains hot for a long period of time. Dishes made up of toughened glass, which is a poor conductor, takes much longer to cool than metal dishes. So they keep the food inside them hot for a long time. Students, ovens are basically provided with double walls and lining of cotton, wool or glass wool. Why this is so? Actually, the double walls trap air in between them, and we know that air is a bad conductor of heat. It does not allow the heat to pass through it, so it minimizes the loss of heat to the surroundings. Why do we wear woolen clothes and more layers of clothing in winters? Since in double layer of clothing, air is trapped, which is a bad conductor of heat. So it helps us to keep ourselves warm in winters. Use of blankets, quilts, etc. are the examples of this. Students, you must be able to answer all these questions. Define good conductors and bad conductors. Cooking pots are provided with wooden or plastic handles. Why? We wear a number of garments in winter rather than one thick garment. Why? Name 4 good conductors and 4 bad conductors of heat. Give 3 practical uses of good conductors. Note down all these questions and revise them properly. Thank you.